Joined by assistant coach Mario Wilson to talk about the jumps today. Obviously, the jumps group is headlined by Ryan Satchel, who's a reigning ACC champion in the triple jump and an All-American in that event. After the productive season he had as a junior, what are you expecting from him from his final year?
That's a great question. Ryan Satchel, has exceeded all expectations, coming in as pretty much as a walk-on his first year, and has steadily improved in his primary event, the triple jump, over the last 3 years. And after an All-American season last year, what more could you ask for? But I tell you what, in terms of leadership, he's taken the torch and exemplified, just great character and leading the way you want someone to lead, by example and, in the classroom, and, as a vocal leader as well this fall. He has some pretty high goals, pretty lofty goals for this coming season. He's definitely still very hungry, and he wants to go out a champion. So, in terms of what he's done to this point, it's going to be a pretty exciting year for him.
He's part of a very good men's horizontal jump group. Both Chris Rogers and Aaron Worrell had very strong freshman seasons last year. What are you expecting from them going from from rookies last year to experienced veterans this year?
Yeah, in terms of that threesome, in terms of training last year, from day one, they were very, very competitive. And, I think with a little bit more maturity, a little bit more strength, and just, knowing what it's like to be competing at the ACC level, and that true desire to be at the NCAA level, I think now, you're going to really see those two young men really take off this year. Obviously the talent's there, and, the practice sessions have been, some, pretty memorable to point this fall. So,
as experienced as you are on the men's side, you're a little bit inexperienced on the women's side, having lost an All-American in Dallas Rose, along with an experienced veteran in Edie Endem. Who do you see stepping up on the women's side?
Well, we have two young ladies, who I think are more than capable of carrying the torch. Jessica Caldwell, who's a returning third-year student, has, experienced, what it's like to compete at the ACC level. Just missed scoring twice last year, indoors and outdoors, in a triple jump. Has had an excellent fall, and I think is ready to, contribute with some points for us this year, and potentially sniff the NCAA leaderboards this year. And then our first year student, Maya Barron, out of Minnesota, was a high school All-American, and comes in with some pretty good statistics in terms of personal best, but then also is very, very hungry, has a good chip on her shoulder, wants to prove that she's NCAA caliber, even in her first year.
And then one of the other events that you coach is the pole vault. What do you expect to see out of the pole vault, both men's and women's, this season?
Well, that's going to be our mystery event. Last year, Sarah DeVita, who's in her fourth year, basically asked, at the end of the summer, if she could, switch to the pole vault. And it was, a very successful year for her. She, in less than 8 months, jumped 12 feet, and, has continued to show very, very good signs of progress. The biggest part for us, though, with Sarah starting the pole vault, was that it, allowed us to recruit 3 talented young first-year students in that event. So, with Bridget Guy, who was a 2-time Pennsylvania State champion, jumping 12.6. You have Katie Fricks, who is a first year out of Virginia. I thought, has just the sky's the limit with her potential. And Kate Kaufman, who is private school champion in Tennessee, also a 12-footer. I think, in terms of a group, they have, gelled really well together. They come out every day, work very hard, and I think they're each able to learn a little bit from each other's skill sets. I think it's going to be a fun year in that event. On the men's side, Jeff Jernigan, who is our lone male vaulter, is in his second year. Had a good indoor last year, and then had some injury setbacks for outdoors, but did not let that hold him back. And he's stronger, he's faster, and had just a tremendous fall to this point. So we're really excited for him as well.